Welcome back to MMAOddsBreaker Frank Trigg. Today, talking to OSP Ovince St. Preux, getting ready to fight Ryan Bader. UFC Fight Night coming up here August 16th in Bangor, Maine. I was actually there when you guys put this fight together in spite of Dana White. It happened right after the fight in Vancouver. Kind of explain to the fans that didn't see the post-fight press conference how it kind of worked out.
Um, well, when it happened, I kind of, as you can see, when it happened, if you've seen it, I kind of chuckled just because I figured that was going to happen. The fight between Brian Bader and Beijao, I was pretty sure I was going to get the win out of those two guys. So I kind of figured it was going to happen. That's why I kind of chuckled. But I knew it was going to happen just because people think that's a really good matchup and stuff. So I like the matchup myself. We actually been talking about the matchup for a while, so it's definitely a good matchup. So yeah, I was kind of happy about it.
Yeah, you seemed okay with it when Ryan said, "Hey, yeah, I think OSP's been doing okay in the weight class," and two very respectful martial artists, two very very respectful warriors, you and Ryan Bader, but both said, "Yeah, if this is what's going to happen, then this is what's going to happen. Let's fight," because at some point, you guys are destined to fight each other. There's just no way around it. You're going to have to battle each other to get to the top. With a win over Ryan Bader, where do you think it puts you in the hierarchy of the 205-pound weight class?
Well, what I'm hoping is it depends what kind of win it's going to be. If I go out there and do what I'm doing right now, is actually finish the fight early. It can possibly put me anywhere between the top 5 and 7. And, if I go out there and, string out all 5 rounds, it can possibly, I can probably jump up 1 or I'll probably jump up to number 8. But, either way, at the end of the night, as long as I get my hand raised, that's all I care about, because that just put me one step closer, and I'm actually still climbing up the ladder.
Is it frustrating that you've got to win by exciting fashion to make the rankers move you up the ranks? Shouldn't it be just, I win, I beat Ryan Bader, I beat him fair and square, whether it's a decision or not. Shouldn't you still move up the rankings and jump just as much as if you knocked him out or if you submitted him?
Well, the 205 weight class, once you get inside the top 10, those guys are true veterans. They've been in the game for a long time and stuff. So I know the people who just ranking and stuff, they trying to be more careful about it. And I'm still somewhat of a new breed, but I'm up and coming really fast. So a lot of times you get people who's pulling behind me, but you got people who saying, "Oh, they don't know anything about me." You got guys that say, "Well, Ryan Bader is a veteran. He's been in the game for a long time, and he's gonna kill me." And you got other people who saying, "Well, Vince needs more competition, a step up on competition." And I'm thinking to myself, the only guys Ryan Bader lost to is John Jones, who's the champ. I mean, Tito Ortiz, who at one time was the champ. Leo Machida, who at one time was the champ. And Glover Teixeira, who actually fought the champ, fought for the 205 weight class. So the guys that he's lost to they're not slouches at all. I mean, they like legit type of guys. So, I know I have my hands full.
And let's not forget, too, he's beat guys like Jason Berlitz. He's beat Rampage Jackson. He's beat Vladimir Medashenko. So not only has he lost to some of the best guys in the game, he also beat some of the best guys in the game. So he's absolutely an extremely tough opponent. Now, you look at the records, though. He's 17-4, you're 16-5, and you're no slouch either. Like, you lost to Gegard Mousasi a decision. But if we go back to 2011, January 2011, you win a decision, you win by submission, you lose by decision, and then these next 5 are all wins. KO, technical decision, KO, submission. So you're on a bit of a tear. Like, you're coming through, and it's not like the UFC's giving you guys. Like, this, like, hey, here's this guy. You fight. All those fights, by the way, that I mentioned were in either Strikeforce or the UFC for the folks at home. So we're talking about a man in Vince that's been in either the UFC or a company the UFC purchased since 2010. So if you look at it from that standpoint, he's been fighting in the UFC since 2010. So the folks at home that don't understand who you are, they really just didn't pay attention to MMA until the new inception of the UFC, realizing that at 16-5 and Ryan's at 17-4, this is a very evenly matched fight. Two different styles completely, but very evenly matched. How do you think Ryan, or what adjustments do you think Ryan's trying to do to get ready for you come August 16th?
Just probably trying to, Ryan comes from a wrestling background. He's very aggressive. He's aggressive with the takedowns and stuff. So I'm guaranteed he's trying to find a way to get into the canvas. And, a lot of times his stand-up actually has gotten better. And with his stand-up alone, he can get in trouble. But at the same time, I'm pretty good at using my distance when I need to use it. I mean, I definitely got the reach advantage over him. I know he's going to be watching out for anything I throw through my left side. So I would suspect anybody that'd be watching out for it. I mean, after fighting his teammate Ryan Jimmo, even in the middle of the round, in between the first and second round, his corner was saying the only thing he's trying to throw is that left kick and that left hand. And I mean, to be quite honest, if I'm fighting from the southpaw position, my left hand is essentially my jab, and that's what I'm actually going for. But now it can't change. I mean, he got a better picture. I guess he got a better idea of who he's fighting just because I fought his teammate. But I came in with a game plan to fight Jimmo, but this game plan that I'm fighting Ryan is something completely different, and I think it should definitely work out in my favor.
Now, Vince, you're still in Tennessee. You don't like to move far away from where you played your college football at. You're very comfortable, and you have access to everything you had as a college athlete. You still have access to the training rooms and the doctors when you need them, and the extra strength and conditioning and the other little extras that a lot of guys struggle to get a hold of. I talked to you about it before, like how come you don't move to a better camp and move to a different camp? And you told me it's because you're comfortable and obviously you're getting more than enough work, and obviously it's been working. Since the adjustments, even when you lost to Masasi, the adjustment that you made to fight G.J. Cook, you're almost a completely different person. And you've improved every time since then. And like you said, you have a different game plan for Bader than you fought with Jimmo. Even though Jimmo and Bader train together, you're still going to have a different mindset, a different game. I kind of started thinking about this. Do you think sometimes that the way the game is being played now is that the more money you make in the sport, the better you can actually be at the sport, because you're able to get, like you get it because you're in town still. You're still right there, but they get extra strength and conditioning. They get extra ice baths and extra personal training from when they get hurt and have injuries to be taken care of. They get extra chiropractic care. Is that the reason why we're starting to see this gap again between the top 5 of each weight class and then number 6 to number 10? Is because of that reason where you don't make any real money to the top 5 and then you have access to these other things because you can afford it? Do you think that's the reason why we're starting to see this gap between 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and then the rest of the field?
I mean, that could be part of the reason, but actually training smart too. I'm a smart fighter. I train smart. Your body's a machine. That's how I treat my body, like a machine. And I can't always overload my body. There's times I do push myself to overload in practice. Like the other day, actually, tomorrow is usually a sparring night for me at practice, and I'm taking off because I had a real hard session of training today, and I told my trainer, I was like, look, I'm going to take tomorrow out because my body ain't feeling it, and he was like, all right, cool, but that's just me listening to my body, and that's what playing youth sport kind of taught me, is to listen to your body, because I know when I push my body how far I can push my body. I mean, it's just one of the things I'm blessed having, I guess, to play many sports, to know when to listen. Sometimes people think their body's breaking down, and I actually know when to push back. And the time that I do push back, I rest up, but that doesn't mean I'm just sitting on my butt at home. I'm actually resting up. My resting up is, treating my body, going to the cold tub, getting stretched, getting my shoulders stretched, getting a deep tissue massage, getting a lot of, lactic acid flush out of my body and stuff. That's me treating my body. So pretty much as much training as I do, I try to spend at least 1/3 of that, or even, 3/5 of that, rehabbing my body. That's the biggest thing. Going into a fight, I would never be 100%, but I try to be as close to 100% as possible. So I learned to listen to my body, and I learned to just train my body to know when, okay, look, Vince, I need to stop. And if my body tells me I need to stop, I'll stop. It's okay to take a day off. So people don't realize that. People want to try to constantly train. So that's why I think my body is held up as much as you can.
All right, Ovince, one more question before I let you out of here. We've seen a change. Gustafsson cannot fight John Jones due to a knee injury. So now Daniel Cormier, DC, has been put in that space versus John Jones. Who do you pick in that fight, Jones or DC?
Man, Jones is a really smart fighter. DC, you can tell DC is trying to get in Jones' head. That's not going to work. He actually said something today on Twitter, and I think he said, it was like, so you think you in Jones' head? He was like, no. Rashad and Jones are best friends. And Jones went out there and demolished him. And, it's just one of them things where DC is a really good wrestler. I mean, I fought with him in Strikeforce. The first couple of fights, I was looking at him, and I was like, okay, his wrestling is really good. His stand-up game I need to change. When I think DC's stand-up game changed is when he fought Jeff Monster. And ever since then, the floodgates has opened up to DC. And people don't realize about DC. Jones definitely is going to have the height and reach advantage against DC. DC has dynamite in his hand. And, for his size, he's extremely quick. And I know DC is in that mindset right now. He's going to push himself to the limit. And those guys at AK, where they train, from what I heard, is like no other. Jones, he's a smart fighter. He's going to try a smart fight. He's going to try to fight smart. If he can keep DC away from him, which is going to be pretty freaking hard, he should be able to pull off the win. But, it's 5 rounds. And DC went 5 rounds with a lot of big boys. And, DC knows how to push the pace, too. His cardio is exceptionally well. Jones will pull people into the deep water and actually finish them. But it's going to be hard to do that with DC. Now, the question is Jones going to be able to take DC down? And the question is DC actually, as a stand-up battle end up happening, and, DC can get inside, and the question is if DC is going to be able to, take him down. And I think he might, I know he's going to be able to take him down. If DC wrestling is unreal, it's an exciting fight. It's definitely a toss-up, but, it's definitely a toss-up to this fight, but I'm kind of leaning, I don't even know. It's hard. It's hard. Because,
it's
DC's
time.
Probably the only guy. DC's probably the only guy that's going into a fight right now, and Jones knows that mentally he don't have DC in the back. He don't have DC mentally. So a lot of guys, Jones ended up beating. He beat them mentally before they even get in there. And DC's not the guy that you beat up mentally. So it's kind of hard. He got a little injury, but he's a true warrior. He can fight through that. So.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The best fence riding I've ever seen by anybody ever, by OSP, Ovince St. Preux. Just pulled it off. He's stuck right in the middle. Of course, as everyone knows, I've taken DC in this one. I think it's going to be a very long, hard fight. I do think it's a toss-up. It's a very, very close match fight, but I'm giving the 5 rounds to DC. I think it's going to be a decision. I think DC wins it. But that's just my take.
But I tell you what, though. Jones has never been in a position where somebody actually pressured him. And I tell people all the time, you can be in good shape, but the worst thing you can have is somebody walking you down constantly, you fighting backwards. That'll get you more tired than anything else. And DC can do that. DC can actually do that to him. So if you don't start fighting backwards, it's going to be a long night for him. And the thing about DC, too, he can knock you out. He can knock you out. Nothing against Jones. Jones, have Jones' technique is good, but he has, you know, he hasn't knocked out anybody. He has stoppage, but he hasn't like hit anybody cold clock and just put him to sleep.
And DC's done that at a bigger weight class and threw bigger guys around. He's a small heavyweight and threw around big heavyweights. Especially like guys like Josh Barnett and those cats. And I was like, look, it's time for me to go down a weight class, and he did very well. So it's going to be interesting. This is a very interesting fight between both these guys.
Oh yeah, and the thing about DC is freakishly strong. I mean, what he did to Josh Barnett was incredible. What he did to Bigfoot is crazy. And what he did to even when he fought Big Country, the way he's throwing Big Country around, I was like, oh my God. And when I found out he was going down to the 205 weight class, I was like, the word that came out of my mouth was, oh shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. DC's incredibly strong. I talked to Sharon McMahon. She said the exact same thing about him. She said that he's extremely athletic and picked up boxing. She's kind of frustrated with Daniel Cormier. They've been friends for 10 years, and she said that he picked up the boxing so much faster and so much cleaner than she did. It kind of frustrates her because, you compare yourself to other people that you wrestled with at the same time, and he just got better at striking than she did much faster.
Oh yeah, that's what I was like. Just like I was saying, I seen his stand-up came alive when he fought Jeff Monson, and then after that, I was like, because I fought with him in the card before, and I was looking at his stand-up, and I was like, okay, he need to work on his stand-up. But his stand-up is, he kicks from all angles, and you look at him, and he can get his leg up in the air real quick, and he covers the distance really quick, and he's quick, he's explosive. So it's going to be a good matchup. It's definitely going to be a good matchup. I'm excited.
This is going to be a great fight, just like I'm excited to see you and Ryan Bader battle it out because it's going to be a great fight. I think both you guys are extremely talented but bring a different style to the game, and I want to see which one of you can implement your game plan faster. We'll see what happens. OSP, thanks for coming out here. I appreciate you spending some time with us here on MMAOddsBreaker. Have fun against Ryan Bader out there in Bangor, Maine, that incredible place that it is, August 16th. We'll talk to you soon.
Most definitely.